everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Echoes of Eternity. So happy to see all of you across all the different channels who are watching right now. Excited to see the four of you as well. It's so nice to see you and see human beings when we're like, you know, unable to. It's very nice to see some beautiful faces and bike men. So it's great that you're all here. Thank you. God, I am thrilled that we get to start on another adventure. I would ask you what you've all been up to this week, but truly, I imagine it's nothing. I'm gonna say Animal Crossing, maybe whatever
Crossing
strange.
Is not nothing. Excuse me. My orchard begs to differ.
Oh, you disparaged the crossing.
I'm such a fool. I'm such a fool. My
Animal
apologies.
Crossing is the most nothing video game that exists. It is on the fringe of the word video game. It barely defines itself as a video game.
And that's why it is so perfect for pandemic, because I can feel like I went out and worked in the fields and talked to my neighbors when I can't actually do that.
I'm playing the crossing.
Sim.
I'm playing the crossing.
Bike, what have you been doing? Are you playing the crossing?
Not as much. Mountain Blade Bannerlord. Oh man, Mountain Blade Bannerlord, so good. Even though it's janky and broken in early access, it's still so good.
Pocket, what weird game are you playing that is probably a 25-year-old MMORPG?
Why I'm playing Animal Crossing?
Damn! I thought I was gonna get you. All right, okay.
Well, no. I've been playing off stream. I'm playing Overwatch sometimes, and God, I was playing what else? I was playing something else, and I can't remember because I'm mostly just playing Animal Crossing. I'm not gonna lie.
It was Ultima Online. Fingers crossed. That's what it was.
No.
Okay. Well, looks like we are all, you know, done with this world. Let's go to another. Let's go to a galaxy far, far away.
Yes, please.
And we will start again, as per usual, by rolling our destiny pool, if you would be so kind as to jump on Roll20 and give me some numbers. Wow, I can't see any of that.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
There we go. Woo, that scared me. I was like, oh, not again.
Can't see mine still.
Okay, so it's 3 dark side, 2 light side. Excellent.
Did I? Wow.
2.
Oh, there it is. Take a sec.
So we'll go
carrying this team right now.
You're welcome, guys.
Yoop. Yeah. And then one more, just for sake of one more. And then we have 3 whole dark side. Okay, good for me. Bad for you. So, last time, the group of you managed to really kill another one of my favorite characters. And let's see what else you did. You managed to get the thing you needed in order to repair your ship. So we'll start out with that, shall we? I believe the last thing you said you were going to do was go land on the planet of Antar IV. And so we'll do that. Actually, the moon of Antar IV. In a galaxy far, far away. The dark side calls out. Above the moon of Antar IV, ODA KANALI hears the screams of millions through the Force. The system they temporarily call home is an echo of a once proud Republic peoples. Littering the stars is a graveyard of ships from the Clone Wars that, with the help of DAEYO FANG and PR-3 ULAGO, was able to secure the parts needed to repair their ship. Leaving behind a partially active Separatist cruiser in the debris field, the group heads to the moon's surface in an attempt to mend both their ship and themselves. But rest never comes for those on Antar IV. Not lately, anyway. And that is where we will begin. You are headed to the planet, and as you approach, you take the time, I would assume, to determine where you're going to land on this planet. You may scan, you may just wing it, I don't know, but where would you like to head? You have many, many options, and they should be revealed to you with the proper rolls.
I would scan.
Okay.
Can I roll? if he's gonna scan like a scientist, can I roll some sort of like either intuition or skullduggery or like one of my like as a smuggler, I know a safe place to land on a planet like this?
Probably a knowledge roll, I would assume. Some sort of knowledge roll about the planet. Maybe you know something about this moon.
Education?
Yeah. It would be past information, but not be current. It'd be like things you know about this world that are important. But yeah, sure. You both can roll a scan, and you can roll your education roll. And we'll see what you discover. Okay.
As a soldier, could I roll a warfare knowledge?
You could. You could know something about this, sure.
Related to this planet?
Yes, absolutely. I will
Let's
let
try.
you use. We'll see the success. Well, give me a roll now, and we'll see what happens based off of.
You know what? Let's just use PR3s because he got some good stuff.
Okay, sure. So PR3, what you are able to figure out about this world, is that you have many options for landing, but these are some of the ones that you think might be useful. There is the city of Prinda, a sprawling metropolis, the largest and most well-known on the planet by galactic standards. You know how it is. So many planets, so many cities. This one's well-known, but it's only really known for its minor plastoid product production and farming. There could be several spaceports there with various tools and equipment and terminals that you can link to assist in your repairs of the ship. Or another possible option is the intercontinental roadway system. It connects all of the planets by roadway for hover car or hover bike. It's considered kind of cute by core world standards because, you know, people just jump in their ship and fly there. But on small planets further out in the, you know, outer rim or in far-flung systems or in things that are not real civilization, air quotes, it's faster for transport. It makes traveling across rough terrain easier. It's less expensive than getting in a starship to go like somewhere on a planet. It's primarily known throughout the galaxy as kind of the backbone of planetary transport. And you would know that while you can attract less attention there probably won't be any computers or anything to aid in the assistance of your repairs. And the other option for you is there's the plains region. Oftentimes due to, you know, the settling habits of species or the cultural nature of a species or just, you know, the habits of a species in general, large swaths of land go unclaimed and left in their natural state. So these areas are often visited by tourists or travelers looking to get away from the big city and the bright lights. On Antar IV, the light wells of Gosmar region are particularly known for their beauty. Thousands of small little pools heated with it's heated water, but under the surface there's sort of a residue, a glow in them, and they are known for their possible restorative properties, although that's just kind of like a touristy thing that's told to people.
Okay.
At night they shine with a brilliant white light sparkling across the plains and almost mirroring the stars above. This would be an excellent place to avoid discovery. However, you would have no aid from anything you have other than what's already on your ship.
Mm-hmm.
And those are three big things you could choose from. But yeah, would you like to share that information?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Did you say
Cool.
you suggest the city?
Yes, I suggest the city. It'll have the facilities we require, and we can hide in plain sight.
I don't trust ourselves to be in a position to fix this ship properly. I'm going to be honest. We need a professional.
Back to the city then.
Works for me. Dio?
Cool.
Oh, yeah, it works for me.
Just keeping you on your toes. Huh?
No, I forgot I had to hold down the button to talk.
Let's do it.
Okay. Will you give me a 2 rolls, please? 1 roll for your, I assume you're piloting this ship.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 1 roll for you landing the ship and 1 roll for you entering the atmosphere. So this would be
One
most
space and one
likely.
planetary?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. We need a better ship, dude. This has got -2 pilot. All right. First one.
Great.
Second one.
Cool. Yeah. So tell me what that looks like, because you nailed those rolls. So how do you fly into this planet's atmosphere?
Not gracefully. It's one of those like miracle landings where we're kind of hurling down. It's sparring. There's smoke, and then right at the last second, he manages to like get the landing gear out, and they skid along the dirt, but it's like kind of a perfect stop.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
landing...
like a guy carrying a box, and he drops the box. He's like, ah, and then it stops like millimeters from his face, and he's like,
so you're landing in the city? Is that where you're landing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. So are you trying to land in a like starport or like a dock of some sort? Or are you just trying to land somewhere?
I'm trying to land in a dock. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see where I'm gonna put you guys.
Because I mean, my assumption is once this thing lands, it's not getting off the ground again until we fix it.
Okay. So, you head down with great speed to the surface of the planet,
Okay.
and as you are, you PR-3, roll for me a perception check,
Okay.
please.
Perceiving.
Wow. Okay. So
you know everything there
I mean,
is to know.
He saw so much that it hurt his brain.
I can
Yeah,
see through time. Colors have become tastes.
The Matrix. You see all the coding. So as ULAGO takes the ship down and is going down with great speed to the point where DAEYO and ODA cannot really focus on what's happening outside, you notice something greatly disturbing to you. Down on the surface, you see no traffic. You see no actual activity at all. And something that you know very clear is that any planet that has any city like this would be an active city. It would be there'd be people around. You, with your scanners, as you look through your eyes as you descend, and it's too rapid for anyone else, you notice that there's something very off as you approach the city. And as the group of you land through the smoke of ULAGO's incredible piloting and slamming into the surface of this cargo area, you notice that the actual surface appears to be kind of devoid of any movement, right? There's nothing moving.
Well, at least they don't. At least they know how to social distance here.
Oh my god. Wah, wah.
Where is everyone?
Something's wrong here.
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong here, but there's no such thing as a city without people.
Unless it's a dead city.
Oda will kind of like lean over to ULAGO and be like, I don't know really how to explain this, but I sensed something very wrong when we were arriving.
Well, people need to start explaining the word wrong, because he's saying it's wrong and you're saying it's wrong, and I get something's wrong. There's no one around. If you guys have got any details, that would be great.
Something
if
wrong
you
with like.
perceived this, why did you not share it earlier?
Well, I thought it was just, you know, a dream or something, or maybe, you know, I thought you'd make fun of me.
We likely would have, but share them anyway from now on.
All right, well, I think we should be very careful, because I think something is wrong with the energy of this place.
Things I would love to know before I commit to landing on a planet. Is the feng shui off? Yes.
Yes, the feng shui.
Okay. Great. I'm gonna go find someone. And he hits the ship, opens up, he grabs his rifle and starts heading towards the back of the ship.
Sure. As you do, you notice when the door goes down and the sort of gangplank goes down to the ship and the walkway extends, you notice a foul odor. Kind of a mix of dead meat and a rank fart.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god. Close it. Close it back up. PR-3, close it.
Complying.
He staggers backwards from the hole. What on earth is that?
Have any of us ever smelled anything like that, Jesse?
I would say that it is a smell that anyone familiar with, like, the dead body of someone murdered by blaster fire would be aware of.
ULAGO knows exactly what that smell was.
Yeah, it's definitely smells like a body that has been sort of scorched and then just left out in the sun.
Ugh.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Last time I passed out. Am I still passed out?
You would be. Literally moments have passed by, so you would be like still zonked out. However, we can roll and see if you get up. If the stench wakes you.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me a roll. Give me a what would this be for you? I think for your character, this would be straight up just a give me a resilience check, please.
Did I do that right?
I don't know. I didn't see it pop up.
Oh, it's one.
Oh, no, I do see it. Okay, yes. Yeah. As the door closes, the air rushes back into the actual ship itself, and you laying there on one of the couches that they dropped you off on, you suddenly pop awake. And in your nostrils, Daeyo, you smell this just disgusting stench.
Oh my god. Is ULAGO shooting people again? I would pop up and start walking towards the door.
Okay. You pop up and you're just muttering to yourself about all of the, like, oh my god, what is ULAGO doing now? What is this?
Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing?
ULAGO stops Daeyo as she leaves the room. It says, go suit up. Everything. Put it all on. He picks up his original rifle and he approaches Oda. Do you know how to use one of these?
Above game, I'm not sure.
I would
Do
say
you have two brawn?
Yes.
He looks you over. You can figure it out. And tosses you his rifle.
She takes it and hefts it and weighs it. All right. Can't guarantee I won't throw it away in favor of a good blaster, though.
Do not throw that away. That is more important than you are.
What?
You heard me. That's my baby.
Well, then why don't you take it?
Because I'm taking this. And he rips the blanket off to reveal the rifle he took from that guy when he rolled a double crit.
I don't like that you have such a dangerous weapon, but all right. Can't wait to see what happens.
This ought to end well.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few minutes passes by, and Daeyo, you come back out. Have you fully equipped yourself? Are you ready to do whatever it is you guys are about to do?
I mean, I've equipped myself. I don't know if it's a good idea because I'm still full strain, right? So even if I'm up, if I take one more, I go down again, don't I?
You are strained, but you can take a rest right now. You guys can take a hot minute to rest up, and before you head out, you can always do that.
Probably a
Yeah,
good idea,
actually.
honestly.
That would be a really good idea.
We only
right.
have that one spacesuit, right? Do I remember that correctly?
Yes. Just one.
So Daeyo's wearing that.
No, Daeyo's wearing her actual like armor. Her
Okay.
That's like a be in space suit. We're like
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were telling her to put that on for like the stench.
Oh,
So I was
to
like,
like get all the gear ready.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so you're going to take a hot minute to rest. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
How long would you like to rest?
How bad is everybody else strained?
I'm pretty much fine. I only have one.
I'm pretty fine, but we'd probably take like an hour or two to run scans on the planet and see if we can find anything before we left.
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
smart.
Yeah, so Daeyo, if you want to take a minute to just shut down, like rest and sleep, the others can scan the planet and look for things.
Yeah, I think as they went back to like start scanning and stuff, I would just go back to the cots in the room I'm in and just like pass.
Tight.
Thank you.
Let's see. Let's see what I can do for you. I'm gonna let you take 14 strain off.
Hey, that's all of it.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, as you go and rest and take a minute to relax, ULAGO PR-3, Oda, you're in the cockpit, staring out at this airship dock, this area that you're the only people there. You're the only ship around. There appears to be no one else there. There is nothing you can see in the way of crates or maybe hoses or possibly droids. There's nothing of that there, but it also appears not to be, in ruin, or you see no scorch marks or anything like that. And that's what you can visually see in front of you around the ship dock that you've landed in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, ULAGO is gonna like just pull some cloth over his nose and mouth and
Okay.
kind of gestures to the others to do the same.
Oda's gonna awkwardly like stick cloth up her nose. So she's got two little like pieces hanging out of her nose. She feels like that's more effective.
I just found like a small shirt and just wrapped it around my face. So
Okay. PR-3, I assume you do nothing and look at these
do
ridiculous.
droids even like smell at all? Like, do I have
No.
sensors or anything for that? You'd think that they would.
I mean,
do that.
you might, but it's on sort of like a informational scale of
Yeah,
like,
that's what I would
detect-
mean. Like,
yeah.
they'd be like, we want droids to be able to tell if there's like explosive gases in the air during their work or whatever. So we put like sensors on them or something. You'd figure.
Well, you just don't have that.
Okay.
You don't have that built into you.
It's
It
true, I wouldn't
probably
really need it,
also
would I?
wouldn't cause you discomfort. You'd be like, yes, there is a smell of death.
I was just making
Yeah.
sure that I wouldn't be able to like analyze it chemically.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you're all suited up and you look ridiculous. What's the plan?
Yeah, ULAGO lowers the hatch and he starts to walk out and he turns around. What you're gonna see out there is not gonna be nice. So if you want to stay on the ship, stay on the ship.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Wasn't addressing you.
Oda looks terrified but doesn't turn back.
Okay.
I don't look terrified. I just keep walking.
Well, that smell means trouble, so keep your eyes peeled. Stay close together.
Mm-hmm.
We'll set out.
Okay. The group of you exit the ship, and as you walk down the ramp, again, that terrible smell sort of pushes itself on you. But thanks to your makeshift masks, you smell less of it, but it's still definitely there in the air. You notice that there is a main exit of this ship dock. However, there could be another way out, but ahead of you is a main exit and a main door.
Yeah. I'll cautiously approach the main exit.
Okay. As you do, it and opens, and before you, you see a part of the city. It is a normal Imperial Republic looking city. It has tall buildings. It has sort of the outline of some sort of order. You can see the streets before you. They all look like they are kind of crisscrossed in a perfect pattern of simplicity meets modernism. There are lights lining all the streets that are not active or on, even though the sun is slowly setting. There are no people. There's no sound. There's no ship noises or traffic noises or the noises of business. It seems completely empty. But what you do see is several blocks over, past what you can visibly see with your eyes, you can see smoke rising into the sky.
Jesse, when Oda had that vision, am I remembering correctly that it felt like something she saw from the past?
Yes, it wasn't happening at that moment.
So if she sees smoke rising, that seems strange to her. So she'll kind of point to it and be like, do you suppose there's someone alive over there?
Well, I'll tell you from experience, smoke is going to mean one or two things. Either the person with doing this mess isn't finished, or survivors. We don't really have much choice either way.
We should go.
We could also be walking into the very people that are doing all this. Because that smell, Oda, that's bodies.
She looks like she thought as much, but she really doesn't like having it confirmed, and she turns a little green.
Keep your head down.
What should we do?
Follow me.
She follows.
I'm gonna approach the smoke. Head in the direction of the smoke.
Sure. You head down the main thoroughfare, and around you are various hover bikes and hover cars of all sorts of different makes and models. Some that are in various states of disrepair, some that appear to be brand new, but most of them are just on the road, as if people left in a hurry, or as if they were forced out of their cars, or as if they ran from something. But they are just left in the road or parked over at the side. You notice that the shops and businesses that line this road are, for the most part, completely dark. And you can see, for example, one of the shops was selling some type of avian, and as they hang in the window, they are old. They're rotten and mostly bone, but the flesh that's there is very disgusting looking. And the bigger businesses, the taller skyscrapers, it appears as though they've sustained some damage at the top floors, but the bottom floors look fine. Everything appears okay, but something clearly has happened that made this area a little bit spooky is probably the right word. Yeah. There's like a creep factor to this that it's unsettling to you as you walk through because it's so silent. There's no noise at all as you walk through. The only noise you hear is you, and it would be as if you're walking through. If you ever walk through a city on a Sunday, sometimes that happens where you go through like a major city on a Sunday and there's no one there, and you're like downtown and you hear like the of you walking. It's that you are in a place that is devoid of life right now.
It's like some I Am Legend shit.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, except nature hasn't reclaimed this yet.
Gotcha.
I don't like this.
I also don't like this. We have that in common.
I also do not like this. This unfortunate event seems to be bringing us closer through a common interest. I keep approaching the smoke.
I look at Oda and I'm just like, do you know what he's talking about?
I think we just bonded.
Right. Okay. Now I keep walking.
As you continue to walk, night descends upon you. It's close to dark. It's in the twilight hours. And I'd like all of you, if you would be so kind,
to
roll for me a perception check, please. Ooh, Oda. Ooh, Dio. Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Yeah.
I think what that means is Oda actually has gotten so distressed by what they've seen so far. Like the rotten bird carcasses were just too much.
You're
That
actually avoiding looking at things.
she actually took her hood of her cloak and just pulled it down all the way like this.
You're just
And she's
following the feet in
following-
front of you?
Yeah, she's literally just looking at Ulago's feet and pretending that she's fine, but she has it like her face totally covered.
Sure. PR3, the thing that you perceive is that there is no electrical current or no HoloNet feed. There's nothing that makes it seem like even the machinery is alive in this city. As you proceed more and more into it, you don't pick up anything that makes it seem like, aside from the metal and what you see before you, a city, it's almost as if this would be an uninhabited world. Right? There's nothing here that makes it seem like you could connect to anything to like I would see what this computer terminal says. It's almost as if you did, you would get no response.
The
What you-
infrastructure here is completely missing.
What you notice, Dio, is what sounds like scampering. You hear something that sounds like someone nearby is following you.
What direction?
In the alleyways to your east.
I would immediately pull my blade out.
This pink hum echoes as you pull your blade, and the vibration of the pink aura echoes
was
in
pink.
the...
It's delightful.
It's the one thing I remember now. It echoes in the long street, this long empty street of towering buildings as you get further into the city, and you hear the echo of the zzz.
I nudge Oda and I point in the direction that I hear it, the sound. Just like
I know that being cut off from technology is distressing, but you can't stab this problem away.
No, I heard we're being followed. You can't
I
hear that?
see.
Can I stretch out with the force and see what I feel about a presence?
Yes, you can. In fact, you need to give me a force roll. See what kind of force you'd be using.
Ah, No.
Okay.
she
So
won't do
yeah,
it.
you could use the dark side if you want to reach out, but
No, she starts to reach out and then she remembers the dark side that she touched when she last used the force, and she gets spooked and she kind of just
cool.
stops.
Yeah, you know that you could have reached out. Like there was something there. But you can't, like, whatever Dio like heard, you believe her, but you don't know if it was a real, like, it could have been a rat for all you know.
Mm-hmm.
You just believe that she heard something.
It's fairly clear that it's haunted.
Do you believe in ghosts, PR3?
No, that's stupid.
Well, what do you mean by haunted then?
I didn't mean anything. I just wanted to see if you'd fall for it again.
Well, I didn't. So there we are.
I stand corrected.
I start walking towards where I hear it, ignoring PR3 and
Okay.
Oda.
Yeah, it's a alleyway that appears to be devoid of trash or, anything you would expect to see in an alleyway. It is literally just a small cut between two large buildings. And it is dark, is poorly lit, and the sun, while setting, is making sort of a line of light maybe 15, 20 feet into it. But after that, it's pitch black.
Do I need to do another check to see if I can
Unless you
hear
tell
it
me
again?
what you intend to do with it. No, you can just walk in if you want, but what do you want to do? What are you intending to do?
Oh, I'm trying to find this person or thing.
So do you want to, how do you want to approach this? What is your...
Carefully and as quietly as I can with a pink vibroblade.
Sure.
God damn it.
I would say probably try a stealth roll.
I'm good at this. I'm not. I don't think. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You approach quietly. It's almost as though when you get the fear in you of something's out there and you ignite your blade, a new version of Dio we've never seen, which is, we've seen you run up to people and smash things. We've seen you bash heads and just be like a brute. But we now see a kind of like a sneaky, assassin-y version of Dio, and you enter into the alleyway in complete silence. Even though you're wearing all this padded armor, you enter in silence. What do you do? How does that look?
I mean, I think it'd just be like
Really cinematic.
It'd be really cinematic, like in the movies, obviously, where they like, carefully go around the corner and they're being really quiet and they're like so good at it. And you'd see like as I go into like sort of a darker area, just like pink shining across all of my armor and all of my face and all around me. But I mean, it'd just be really cinematic. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not gonna be like a ninja, obviously.
Right. No, it's Star Wars cinema. Wherever they enter a dark passage and there's always a blade lit, half their face is covered in the light. And so you are entering this darkness. And do any of you follow her?
I think Oda's just like attached to Dio's back. So she will follow unless Dio tells her to stay back.
Okay.
I think I'm full of servos and whirring gears and shit. Do you really want me coming in there?
Probably stay back a little.
ULAGO puts his hand on PR3's shoulder just to stop him following.
I never would have.
Okay.
I wasn't going anywhere.
Stay put. You're my guinea pig. I want to roll stealth.
Pardon.
Yeah, roll stealth. What are you rolling for? What are you trying to do?
I'm essentially gonna like turn around and cover our rear, but I'm gonna try and just like meld into like a corner or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, easy. There's a lot of places to hide. There's a lot of things to do in this city. It's a city, right? And there's no one here apparently. So yeah, you find a dark area where the sunlight is no longer shining, and you manage to sort of blend into the darkness with PR3. And because PR3 is a black tinted droid as is, he blends in even easier.
I just kind of whisper to him, "Don't move."
Okay. Yeah, you watch Dio and Oda sink into the shadows of the alleyway, and they vanish. In the darkness, Dio, Oda, you continue around the corner of the alley, and you see before you just a long path of pitch black, and at the very, very end, the exit of the alley in a little bit of light.
And we haven't heard anything else?
I mean, you can try and perceive the noise again. You can try and see if you hear it.
Yeah, I think I would try to keep tracking it.
Oops.
Sure.
The forest die should have been not there.
Gotcha. So I'll just ignore it. So you do not, you no longer hear it, neither of you.
Yeah. I'm not rolling anymore.
That was the last
You get
one.
so much strain constantly. Yeah, the two of you do no longer hear it, and you try very hard to, but you no longer hear it. And as you walk down this path through the alley, you end up exiting on the other side of the building, and again, nothing. Whatever it was is gone, or maybe was never there. You're not sure. But what you do see, as you are now, if you imagine the corner of a building, right, like this, kind of like that, ULAGO and PR3 are on a totally different side than the two of you. And you've come out where you can now see the river that separates the two halves of this city. And it is to your east. And it is kind of like diagonal to where the smoke is. But you now see the actual river. And you notice that along the river, there appears to be more damage than there was in the part of the city you were in.
Right. Okay. I guess we'll just like, are we waiting for the other guys to return?
Great question.
What the other two?
We would. As soon as I lost track of it, I would turn around and go back.
Okay.
I'm not gonna head into a trap or something.
Sure. Yeah, the group of you meet back up as Dio and Oda emerge from around the corner. Blade still ignited.
Oh,
Put
I
that
would.
shit away, will you?
Yeah. I heard something. We should just keep your ears open. I'm pretty sure there's something here.
Oh, look, let's just keep heading to the smoke. You might scare him off.
All right.
Okay, keep heading to the smoke.
Sure. As you continue past the building you were just at, you see again a path straight ahead that leads north down this road that would lead again. This path goes this way, and there's a path here, but diagonal between where you're at right now is with the smoke. So you have many options on how to get there. You can head east towards the river. You can head north still to the city, through the city, or you can head west, which would take you a little bit further away. But it would take you to the outskirts and around the city, and maybe you could get around it from the outside.
Right.
Other than it being scary, I don't see any reason not to go through the city.
Besides
Yeah, I think we'll just keep going.
yeah.
Okay. So straight or to the river that separates the two halves of the city?
I'd say straight.
Probably just as the crow flies, whatever's the closest.
Well, I mean, it's diagonal between the two. So at this point where you're at, it doesn't matter which way you go. You'll get there the same rate. It's just there'll be different things that happen depending on which way you go.
I would say not the river. That way we have coverage.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
We stay
the group
in cover.
The group of you continue through the streets of the city as night continues to fall, and the sun sets a little bit more, and the shadows of the looming structures grow over the streets. Again, the lights still do not turn on in this city. It's almost as if maybe a generator is down or a power plant or something on this world is not active anymore. But you notice a glow in the distance. As the sun goes down, you notice a glow closer to where the smoke is.
What color glow?
Orangish.
Like fiery?
I mean, you can't tell from here. It is a glow, but it's not making a flicker or anything like that, which would appear to be some sort of fiery glow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I would try and roll stealth and help the group approach quietly.
Sure. Give me a stealth roll.
All of us or just him?
Well, you base it off of him. So yeah. You signal to the group to approach quietly, and all of you sort of okay. And you begin to sneak through the city as best as PR-3 can. But he's doing it like, and it takes you a little bit longer to do this. And so as you continue on, night descends upon the city, and it becomes very dark very quickly. It is pitch black, and the only thing at the moment lighting the way is a small pink vibroblade. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, we'd have to keep approaching.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to keep walking. Yeah. All right. So you continue walking through the dark, and as you do, you notice that the sky above you, when you could for a brief moment see the stars, you now cannot. There are clouds above you, and if you want to roll perception, you can determine what kind of clouds those are. But you notice that they've sort of rolled in, or perhaps you've walked towards them.
Mm-hmm. Are they cumulonimbulous?
I don't know. You can perceive what they would be. PR-3, I'm so sorry. It's so dark.
Oh,
ULAGO, yeah, you definitely notice this as we'll say it this way. As the clouds come in, you feel something sort of land on your hand. And you look at it, and another drop lands on your hand. And at first you think maybe it's snow, but it is definitely ash.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not even going to tell the group what it is because it will just stress them out.
As the group of you continues on, you notice little specks of stuff falling from the sky as you continue on into the city, into the heart of the city. Do any of you stop to ask what that is, or you just keep going? Do you just follow? Because ULAGO's not stopping.
No,
think-
I wouldn't stop. Daeyo wouldn't stop.
No, at this point, I'm just assuming all of this is kind of par for the course and everything is terrible. So why
Okay.
bring it up?
This is not normal weather.
Yes, it is.
I dispute this statement.
What do you know?
I know that snow is usually cold and doesn't leave a gray smear.
You wouldn't feel the cold either way. So what are you talking about?
I have senses.
I sense you're asking too many fucking questions.
Whatever we're heading towards is not what caused this.
No,
As you,
but whatever caused this creates desperate people, and they're dangerous all the same.
The only thing that could cause this had amazing resources to draw from. This was the Empire.
Well, I don't think anyone's disputing that. So it's the Empire that did this.
Probably couldn't pay their taxes here or something.
Is that why you think the Empire does shit like this?
More
Taxes.
than likely, it would not surprise me.
You're in for a treat.
while the two of you are having this conversation, will you all roll for me perception again, please?
Man, I am really.
I
on a
won't.
roll
I won't. I
today.
won't hold
Oh my
negatives
God.
against you. If you can't get this, I won't hold it against you.
I-
Did Daeyo just roll another 4 stress?
Are my dice messed up or something? Because that's like
That's
getting
it's really
so
funny, but
many.
I won't. I'm not gonna hold it. I'm not gonna hold this roll against.
No,
Literally-
he's applying difficulty because we're in harsh conditions.
Yeah, I'm not. This isn't
okay.
like you strained. This is literally just like, do you notice the thing immediately? Yeah, the conversation takes place. Daeyo, I'm going to let you choose what you want to do with your triumph based on what I tell ULAGO. ULAGO, as you're having this conversation and you're bickering with PR-3 about what the Empire is or isn't, you too hear a noise. You hear something from one of the alleyways, a little scurrying possibly of feet. You're not sure exactly what it is, but you hear it. You now hear what Daeyo heard. Daeyo, how would you like to use your triumph?
And I know where it came from.
Are you saying that you wanna be in on this thing with ULAGO?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. You didn't hear what ULAGO heard.
Yeah. I'd say I want to be in on it then.
All right, yeah. So, we'll say that ULAGO hears something and describes it as sort of a scampering of feet, and
Well,
you
I think-
immediately Yeah.
I think I hear the scampering, and I immediately track it with my head, and she catches onto that, and she follows my vision.
Cool. All right, yeah. You both look towards one of the alleys. This time, not to your east, but to your west, on the other side of the street.
That's odd.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say we're surrounded already.
Yep. Kind of sounds like that, doesn't it?
Smoke probably belongs to them too. Used to lure people.
Well, we found ourselves in quite the situation. Do we keep going?
What are the buildings either side of us, Jesse?
It's very, very dark. As you've gone to this area, it's pitch black. But to the side of you now are many different, very tall, almost skyscraper buildings, office buildings, whatever they might have been. Possibly some sort of assembly building. But unless you actively investigated what they were, it's far too dark to tell. You just know they're looming over you. You started on the outskirts of the city at a dock. And as you moved in more and more, and the sun's gone down over the last couple of hours as you've walked slowly in through the city, literally, it's become a real city. It went from being like, we're on the outside to now you're like in it. So you're in the heart of a city, but you are on the city's split in two, and you are on the west bank of the city, and there's a river going between it.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna fucking go in the nearest doorway. And
Okay.
just try and get that door open.
Yeah. The nearest doorway to you is one to your left. It is kind of near where the noise was coming from, except the noise is coming from an alleyway.
Okay. Yeah. I begin to approach the alleyway, and I kind of, shoulder check the doorway, and I yell to everyone inside.
Give me a athletics check, please. Let's see if you knock this door.
Sorry.
You slam against the door and sort of fall off of it a little bit. And it does not budge.
Is it because it's locked? Does it look like it's just because it's locked, or does it look like stuck shut?
You could check.
How could I do that?
Perceive your way through it.
I'm assuming that I have some sort of experience with breaking and entering.
You definitely, I mean, if you want to use your skullduggery, you could probably do that. But you would have to see what the problem is. So this would probably be.
I'm not rolling anymore either.
Yeah, no, it's so dark. You can't see anything. It's so dark. And the clouds in the sky are making it even more impossible because there's no stars. You can't see the stars now.
I'm gonna fire a disruptor rifle at the handle of the door.
Okay, you are in close proximity. Go to town.
I back away a lot.
I don't know what the roll is for the disruptor rifle, so I'm just gonna roll ranged heavy.
It would be a ranged heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you vaporize the door. the door. You see it just it's incinerate in particles of yellow light, and the hinges fall off. And you now have complete access. Yes.
I love the idea that this was just a push door instead of a pull door, and I incinerated it. Yeah. In here, and he drags everyone inside.
You find yourself in the lobby of a building that appears to be, at least from the leftover brochures and things on the welcome desk, appears to be some sort of chemical manufacturing company of some sort.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna kind of rifle around inside, stub his toe occasionally. I'm gonna try and perceive a room with only one entrance. Just somewhere in this base level of this building.
Okay, let me give you a description of what this building is. On this base level, there are two ahead of you. As soon as you enter, there are two grand staircases that probably at one time were people movers and were powered that could take you up. It looks like they go up several floors. And around them, you see this waiting room area with a grand desk made of a piece of wood that doesn't appear to be from this world, probably shipped in at some point. And behind it, there are two chairs where probably someone sat. And then there are many various futuristic looking seats that look incredibly uncomfortable, made of metal, but, are very Star Warsy. And around the stairs themselves is a pool of water that appears to have been moving. There looks like there was a fountain at one time that moved the water, but right now it's stagnant. And around the other side of the water is two rooms that go further into the back, but you do not see what those two rooms are at the moment.
Okay.
Why are we going in here?
Because we're gonna find somewhere where they can't surround us. And we're going to camp it out because
Who's
it is
they?
impossible. Whoever's following us. It's too dark
There's
to see
someone
them.
following us.
It's too dark to fight them. So we're going to hold down. Let's check these rooms back here. And ULAGO heads towards the two back rooms.
Yeah. As you get close to them in Orabesh, it reads restroom on both of them.
Perfect.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to open the door and I'm going to sniff.
Yeah, you open the door and you give it a sniff, and you don't need to roll for this one. It definitely smells a little bit better than the outside world, but everything sort of has this wafting stench to it.
Yeah. This will do.
Okay.
Yeah, holds the door open and kind of beckons everyone into the restroom.
Which one do you choose to go in? The
Left
right
one.
or the left one? Left one? Okay. Yeah. You go inside, or you open the door to the inside, and right away there is sort of a lounge area with 2 very plush sofas and several mirrors, and then another doorway that leads to the refreshers.
Cool. Perfect. He gets everyone in and kind of, shuts the door, leans on
Okay.
it,
All right.
breathes a sigh.
The group of you are now in a room with no exit.
Mm.
It is pitch black in this room except for DAEYO's pink blade. What do you do? What is the plan now?
What are we waiting for?
We're staying here till morning so we can see. We don't have any light sources. We're being followed. We'll take
shouldn't we
turns.
go back to the ship to sleep then?
You want to try and find your way back to the ship now? Because I don't know which way it was.
Well, maybe.
So when we landed, Jesse, it was already like pretty close to dark then.
When you landed, the sun was starting to go down yet.
Okay.
Oda will just kind of like wrap her cloak around her and sit down and pull her knees up to her chest and kind of just settle in to wait and watch everybody else. She is like she's really used to skulking and like making her way and kind of being like almost a rat that survives off cities, but like she's totally out of her depth with this whole combat readiness thing, and she's feeling like she can't contribute much because she keeps trying and failing all her roles. So she'll just kind of like sit and watch and listen.
Okay.
Is the door to the restroom, is it a push door? Like it opens towards us?
It opens towards you, which is why I think you put your back on it, yes? When you pushed it open to let everyone, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go over and grab one of the sofas and I'm going to shove it up against the door.
Okay. Yeah. This is an easy task. You push it up against the door and, whoa, maybe not an easy task.
What's that?
Someone tries to get in. No, so you push it up against, and you're like, as you push it up against, and what now? What's the plan? You can rest if you want to. You can stay up and be prepared in case something happens. It's your call.
ULAGO, after pushing this like sofa up against the door, he kind of slides down onto the ground against it and just closes his eyes. And he goes, "Get some sleep."
DAEYO, what's your plan?
I'd say I sit next to him against the sofa.
Cool.
Yeah.
PR-3, what do you intend to do? While the sentients around you take a rest and clear their strain, if they have any, what do you do?
I'm gonna comfort Oda.
How are you gonna do that?
Don't worry, Oda. There's nothing to worry about, except, of course, for the horrible, vengeful spirits of those that passed in this city. Not looking to kill anyone who's invaded their territory, but likely torment them for all eternity.
You already told me you don't believe in ghosts, so I know that you're just trying
lied.
to torment me.
Looking at the galaxy net, it is indisputable that something beyond death exists, and more often than not comes for vengeance of some kind on the living.
Well, isn't that the truth?
Yes, a terrible, disturbing truth. Anyway, have a good rest.
Oda actually, like, she was trying to be like, yeah, I know you're just trolling me. But then in that last bit where he's like, yeah, you know, here's the existential truth of existence and of spirits, she's like, yeah, that's true. And then she just gets this middle distance stare as everybody else goes to sleep.
PR-3 is such a dickhead.
Yeah, clear your strain if you would be so kind, all of you, if you have any. Several hours goes by, and you only know this because of the time stamp on your comm links. We'll say you have a watch. Time goes by. It's been 8 hours since you entered the bathroom, and what is your plan now? You wake up, ULAGO, because you notice the time. When ULAGO wakes up, DAEYO, Oda, are you awake or are you still asleep?
I think Oda stayed up a long time and like finally passed out a couple hours ago.
Okay.
And I'd say Dio's awake.
Yeah. Yeah, ULAGO, you open your eyes and you see DAEYO sitting next to you, sort of staring at the sleeping Oda and PR-3, who is standing above all of you, looking as scary as he always does. What do you do?
Gonna just literally like pull the sofa back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open the door.
Yeah, you pull the sofa back, and as you do it, the noise wakes Oda up. And
I didn't do it.
You see before you, Oda, ULAGO, and DAEYO sort of, and morning has come, and whatever sleep you got is the sleep you got. Do you guys go out? What's your plan?
Yeah, literally just start like clearing the lobby. Is it light? Is there light coming in through?
Yeah, as you open the door, you notice the morning shining through. It is hazy. It's like a gray light almost.
Yeah. Definitely like just work our way out into the street, see what's going on in the daylight, where we were, what we missed.
As you enter into the lobby, you notice that the pool that surrounds the stairs going up, there's shreds of clothing in it, and you see that the water is stained a little brownish. And it appears that the lobby at night, while you could see very little, seemed like a normal lobby, but during the day, inside there are scorch marks all over the wall.
Okay.
Don't like that.
Okay. Yeah, just keep pushing into the street. It's not something. It's something that like ULAGO has actually seen before. It's not a new experience.
Okay.
So,
as the four of you continue past this lobby and out into the street through the door that no longer exists, you see in the daytime the top 1/3 of all of the buildings around you are almost completely gone, destroyed, hit by possibly turbo laser fire, maybe explosives, you're not sure. And the smoke or ash that is falling from the sky is still falling, but it is clearly falling from them.
Cool. I mean, yeah. He looks to DAEYO and he goes, "Go grab Oda, will ya? Wake her up."
Oh, she woke up. She's like putting herself together and following you guys.
Okay. Oh, there you are. Well,
she's clutching the rifle you lent her.
Don't worry, that'll take care of whatever's out here for starters. But we need to either find someone or get back to the ship because this place is cursed.
Yeah, I don't think this rifle works against ghosts, but all right.
Speaking of which, give me a perception check, y'all.
Damn it. Every time. Yeah, how about that?
Finally, I succeed.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, so...
Oh my god, DAEYO.
Here's the thing. You guys... It's really funny, by the way, but you don't take any strain. It doesn't count for this. So... DAEYO, you again hear the noise. You hear something coming from the west this time, around the corner, in the same alley that ULAGO heard it the night before. Oda, as DAEYO turns to go look and investigate, you follow her, and in the alley, you see a white figure. One that DAEYO misses by milliseconds as it goes around a corner. You see a white figure.
There, did you see?
No, what did you see?
Someone.
A person.
Yes. Or a
What did
ghost.
they
I don't
look
know.
like?
Does-
Oda just starts running after it.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
ULAGO, how do you want to use your triumph?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oda, you run off after whatever it is, leaving DAEYO, ULAGO, and PR-3 behind. And as you turn the corner, you see this white figure ahead of you further down the alleyway as it turns to its right, heading almost as if to the west out of the city.
How is it moving? Like furtively, confidently?
You only see it as it's turning corners. Glimpses of this thing, whatever this white thing is. You know that it definitely has the stature and movement as any sentient you've seen before.
Like a humanoid.
Yes.
I keep running after it. I'm just gonna
Okay.
catch it.
I'll try to catch
Yeah,
up. to her.
give me an athletics check. If you would be so kind. Yes, it stresses you a little bit, but you run as fast as your feet can carry you. And as you turn the corner, you see that you are now on a street leading straight out of town. It leads to a bridge that goes over sort of a hilly region of the outskirts of the city. But if you follow this road, you will end up heading out of town. And you see this figure somehow is way down this road.
Wait!
Can I try to catch up to her and stop her?
Give me an athletics check. If you get 2 successes, I'll say you catch up to her. If you get 1, you're keeping pace, like you're still behind her a little bit. But if you get 2, I'll say you get her.
Nope. I
No,
fail.
she is. It's weird. DAEYO, you notice that Oda is running almost like inhuman speeds. Like you try so hard to keep up with her, but you simply cannot.
Do I at least keep her kind of in sight? so
You
I
can
know
see
where she's
her.
going?
Yes, you can see her as you turn
Okay.
corners. You can see, she's not like vanishing in your eyes. You can see where she's at. Yes, you just can't catch her.
Okay. I think Dio wouldn't scream out because I don't want people to know necessarily that I'm here.
Okay.
So I would
Oda
just
already
chase
did
after
anyway.
her. Yeah. Well, but you're so far ahead that I can
Yeah.
at least if they get you, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Alago PR3, what are you doing?
Did we even bring a communicator or anything of any kind?
Yeah,
You
we
all
all
have
have
your
them.
comm links.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, that's fine then. All right.
Running off like that is reckless, wouldn't you say?
That's why I bought us comlinks. Dio, where's she going?
Oh,
Such an
she
idiot.
said she saw someone in white. She's chasing after that. I think it's a
Oh.
person. I don't know.
Fuck's sakes, just follow her, will ya?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Which direction are you
really
guys going?
fast. We're going west, right?
Yes, you are heading west towards the edge of this part of the city.
Okay. Yeah, he'll do that uncle jog at the same
Sure.
speed
Uncle
as
jog?
as fast as PR3 can manage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone white, do you suppose white armor?
Oh.
Got no idea, mate. She's running after him like a lunatic, so hopefully we get to her before she's killed. Come on.
Either way.
Okay. The two of you move down the alleyway towards where Dio is, and Oda, you're so far ahead, you're out in the middle of the street, and around you, the image of you standing alone in this thoroughfare with abandoned cars and towering buildings with the top of them almost shredded off, and this light dusting of ash slowly falling down around you, is this wide shot of a camera as you look forward and you see roads leading towards the edge of town to bridges going sort of over a gully out on the edge, and then beyond just roadway.
Does the figure turn around when I yell wait?
No
No reaction at all.
reaction whatsoever.
I want to reach out with the force and try to like amplify my voice to the point of like maybe even saying it in their head, like causing them to feel weight.
Yes, give me let me get rid of the negative. Give me a force roll. Let's see if you can do light side or dark side.
Nope. Shouldn't be reaching into other people's minds.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you can, if you want to, you can take a dark side if you want to do this.
She keeps like starting to do something and then like recoiling because she realizes that she's flirting with the dark side.
Sure.
And I guess she'll just keep running. There's something about this person that she feels like she needs to know who they were or find out if they're okay.
Yeah. As you continue on, the other three slowly make their way behind you, and they can see you running ahead. And as you do, and you quickly make your way through the city streets, down the blocks, because it's not dark anymore. It's very bright. You can see kind of where you're going, and there doesn't appear to be anyone around you trying to stop you. As you're running after this person, you end up quickly passing all of these tall buildings, and the buildings become smaller and more like, instead of 100-story, now they're like 50, and then they quickly become 10, and then they quickly become smaller buildings as you near the edge of the city, and you cross a bridge, or you hit a bridge, and before you is a bridge for hover cars or hover bikes leading out of town, and a sort of not a canyon, like a gully underneath it, and then this green grassy plains area across, and then this road extending for into the distance, into the horizon ahead of you. This road continues, but around you, to your right and left, are the edges of the city, and the person that you were following, if you can give me a perception check, please, I can give you some more information.
Nice.
Yeah, the person you were following slides down into the gully. You see them slide into the gully.
I stand at the precipice because I'm not going to go down there without my party, but I'm like panting and looking down and being like trying to see where they're going.
Sure. As you do, you stand and look over down below, and DAEYO, ULAGO, PR-3, as you try your hardest to catch up to Oda, who is, again, running with inhuman-like speed, you see her from a short distance pause.
Okay.
Oda, as you look down, you notice thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dead bodies.
Ah! When she like peers down, she like physically recoils to the point of like falling backwards and like skittering away from the edge.
Yeah, the three of you see Oda fall backwards and sort of kind of like push herself away from the side of this bridge area. And as you approach her, Oda, what kind of state are you in?
She legitimately recoiled in horror. So it wasn't like she purposefully did this. She like got so startled by the sight of this much death that she just kind of like stumbled backwards. So she's still kind of like, they went down. There's a lot of bodies in there.
DAEYO would immediately run past her and look down.
Yeah, DAEYO, you see an uncountable number of dead bodies, most of them in various states of decay. You can see that for the most part they appear to be Gotal, the furry individuals with the two conical horns on their heads, and there are other species mixed in as well, but for the most part it appears to be the majority of them, and they are pretty messed up. Time has done its thing on them.
And does it look like there was a certain way that they all died?
You can see they're all face down.
So, okay.
You can perceive. If you want to give me a perception check, you can kind of check and see. You can look just based on what your eyesight sees.
Actually, instead, I would like to. She said the person ran down here. I'd like to see if I could see where there's like a hidden area.
Yeah. Give me a check.
Nope.
Nope, you cannot perceive. You, for the life of you, can't see where someone would have hid. All that's down there are bodies. You
Yeah.
can't fathom where a person would have hid there.
I turn back to her and I'm like, "Are you sure you saw this person in white? Maybe you're just not feeling good."
Oh, I saw something.
Yeah, a lot of dead bodies.
I saw someone.
I look back at ULAGO.
Have I even shown up yet?
Yeah, I think we all.
Yeah, the group of you finally catch up to her.
He's kind of like panting and he's like leaning on his rifle. I don't need to look over the edge. No, it's down there. I can smell it.
What does this mean? Why would
PR-3 looks into the pit.
Taxes.
Another one of your dreams, maybe, Oda?
Well, why would, if there was some sort of event, why would all the bodies end up here?
And why are they all face down?
What do you mean? Why would they end up here?
Well, it would take someone putting everybody in a ditch.
Yeah. What else do you think happened?
Well, I thought maybe there was some sort of electrical storm or something.
No. No. That smell you can smell in the air is charred blaster fire. Not a storm.
I hate the Empire.
Lago, give me a perception check, if you would be so kind.
Yes, sir. I'm going to use a light side.
My man, go for it. I
Schmat.
will give you that upgrade. Go to town.
Cool.
Yeah. You very much perceive that. I'll just tell you this because it makes sense. You look over the edge, and you point to everyone. Just the evidence that you know this is the Empire. That on many of the tufts of fur of these individuals, you can see actual scorch marks, sort of at the back of the head, back of the neck.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, he like kneels down, and for anyone who's curious, he like points out the blaster fire.
Yeah.
The really obvious elements of blaster fire.
On the
what
neck?
you know. Sorry.
Did you say on
Like
the neck?
execution style.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I was gonna say what you know is this is definitely an execution.
But why? PR3, why would the Empire do this?
PR3.
Why wouldn't they?
PR3, this is what you learned last time about the Empire and Antar IV. This is the information that you gathered. Antar IV was the Gotal moon of the Crendor system. It joined the Confederacy of Independent Systems, or the Separatists, during the Clone Wars after the Battle of Geonosis. Originally a member of the Republic since its founding, the planet fell in with the Separatists, and those who were still loyal to the Republic fled to a colony world called Atzeri. At the end of the Clone Wars, with the death of the Separatist Council and the creation of the Empire, those worlds once loyal to the Separatists were targeted for pacification. Antar IV was one of those worlds, and at the time, Moff Williff Tarkin was assigned with setting example of the world. He carried out arrests and pacified the world, and according to the Empire, he did a great job, and there was no uprising, and everything was fine. And there were rumors on the HoloNet that terrible atrocities were committed, and it was there were execution and massacres and mass graves, but the Empire was like totally factually wrong. And when people went to go ask Tarkin what was up, Tarkin could no longer be asked, he couldn't be found. The Empire had reassigned him somewhere on the Outer Rim.
What was
and
his
so
name
no
again?
one could, Williff Tarkin.
Ah.
If you must know, this planet was chosen for pacification and was carried out by Willif Tarkin.
Would I know that name? Yes.
Tarkin was around during the Clone Wars. I mean, he was a governor, and he was very famous for in at least in the Outer Rim, he was
Yeah.
very famous for pacifying pirates, and he is known to be a hard ass. But it's a great question whether you, being you, would know exactly who he is. So you can roll for it though.
Let's roll warfare.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Yeah. Tell me about this this triumph.
Not
You
only do
clearly
I
know Tarkin.
not only do I know him, I actually met him in battle.
Sure. Okay. What was that about? How did you meet him? In what way?
We were on a routine scan of some core worlds. There was a couple of we had a couple of like bases set up in the Outer Rim, and we had a distress call, and went to respond, and we were too late, and we had a skirmish with like the cleanup crew.
Okay.
And it was him. Yeah.
Was
And
he
he-
there to? Was he on your side? This is during the Republic, or is this
Yeah.
pre or post Clone Wars?
This is post.
Okay.
This is post. Yeah. ULAGO, and he had like a small contingency of men.
Sure.
Yeah.
How many people did you have with you?
There was nine of us.
How many people made it out alive?
Of this particular encounter,
Mm-hmm.
6.
Cool.
Do you tell us about that?
No.
Damn. Nope. No, he doesn't.
He doesn't tell you the
Alright.
story, but he's like, I know him. Yeah.
You do?
Met him once.
Was he nice?
You can ask the couple of men I buried that day if he's nice.
Ugh.
To be fair, I mean, it wasn't him that, shot him, but he was there. Now I know what he's capable of.
Certainly a prudent man.
That in fact
Prudent.
would be the Imperial. Yeah. He got things done.
He's prudent.
What does that mean? Why? How does this look prudent?
When put in charge of an entire population of a planet for pacification, it becomes much simpler dealing with them if you eliminate most of the population.
I hate the Empire.
PR-3. If you could give me a perception check. Would this be perception? Well, never mind. You got it anyway, so I'll give it to you. Yeah, your memory banks definitely. You are reminded that in your search for your master, that he was sent to work on a Project Stardust, and you recall from your digging that Tarkin is associated with that as well. Whether you want to share that or not, it's your call.
It is in my interest to find this Tarkin. He is associated with my former owner.
It's not in my interest to find him at all.
Yeah, I don't think that you should return to your former owner at all. I think you should stop being part of the Empire and join us instead.
My former owner is the greatest man I've ever met and gave me purpose. I will find him.
I mean, that was part of the deal.
Well, I'll tell you all right now, we're not going to find him or the person you were following over that edge. So, we've got 2 choices. We go back into the city and we try and find people that might be alive. Or we head back to the ship.
I think we should try to find anyone who could be alive.
Okay.
Agreed.
And also, we should try to find any way to fix our ship.
That should be our greatest focus.
Okay, we're going to double our efforts to find survivors.
Okay.
And or parts, I guess.
I think we have all the parts we need. We just wanted
You
to...
have all the parts.
No.
You just need
Yeah.
the equipment to
Help.
make it, to
Yeah.
put it together. Okay. So the four of you turn your back on the mass grave and begin to march back towards the city. Is there any particular strategy here of what you intend to do, or are you just going to go in and see where it takes you?
I guess my strategy would be looking for like signs of anyone trying to hide their location.
Okay.
Because I feel like I've done that so much that I probably know where I would go to hide here.
Okay.
So it'd be like like tracking or something. Oh, that's not.
Yeah, I think the role would be probably I'd let you determine whether you want to do survival or streetwise.
I think streetwise sounds good. If
Okay.
that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you begin to see sort of the pattern of this city and the way it's laid out. You've spent enough time in it, and there hasn't been any traffic that you just walked through the city, and you kind of see that it's a grid pattern. And you noticed that on the outskirts of town, things appear to be pretty structurally sound. And as you get closer to the interior, it's more destroyed. And the area you were at definitely appears to be sort of the beginning of the actual destruction. It's not from where the glow was. You imagine that glow means if you would have gone in further, you would have seen some really messed up stuff. It's possible that glow is a residual ember or fire of some sort of explosion. It's possible that is where refugees are. But you notice that around the area you're at, there is absolutely no sign of life. There's no sign of any fire. It's clear that this is pretty cleared out where you're at right now. You can go and scavenge, but it has been long enough that based on what you saw in the windows, that it looks like any food is probably all destroyed. And unless you found a place that was like, we only sell rations, which in a city doesn't exist really. It would be hard for you to find a place to like sit down and have a meal. You can tell.
I feel like if there is any life, it's probably in the direction of that glow.
Yeah, probably. Or the exact opposite. Or it's beyond the city itself, way out in the distance of the plains area. And people have taken shelter far, far away.
I communicate that to the party.
So, I mean, realistically, we go to this glow. If we find people, great. If not, I think we just cut our losses. I'm sure there's some tools we can find in the docking area, and we can try and fix the ship ourselves. But I don't want to wander out into the wastelands trying to find survivors.
All right. I agree.
Jesse, I have a question. So
Yeah.
would DAEYO know if we could take the ship and try to find survivors, or is it like we should not fly
absolutely.
it anymore?
You can fly it. You just can't jump into hyperspace.
Okay. I think
And
DAEYO would
don't
say that.
we-
She'd be like, well, we don't need to walk into the wasteland. We very much can just fly around looking for people, looking for
Right.
camp somewhere.
That's why it's a good idea to go back toward the ship first.
Agreed.
Hey, you lead the way, Oda.
Jesse, also, wouldn't a lot of ships have some sort of like life sign scanner?
It's not Star Trek.
I thought that there was. Maybe I was mixing it up.
You can detect people like if you target locations. So for example, if you specifically target an area like say a shuttle pod of some sort, you can see if there are life signs inside, but it won't detect
Right.
like a planet's worth of people. You can't like
Right,
scan
right.
a wide area. You have to be like, all right, scan that direction at that building, specifically the third floor. Yes.
Right.
But you can't be like, I like a planetary scan to see how many people. You just can't do that.
Yeah. Totally. Okay. I lead the way toward that glow.
Okay. You continue to walk, the group of you, as the sun goes from sort of the morning coming up to now it's directly above you and shining through the soot clouds as you continue back towards the heart of the city, and rays of light are shining down on you, and I'm sure visually it would look dope. And you continue to walk down these empty streets as you approach the river separating this half of the city from the other half. You can hear the river in the distance echoing through the city because, again, there is no noise. And as you move closer, it gets louder and louder, and you see the bridges going over it, and you see exactly the sort of angular path of the river as it cuts through. And you notice that the smoke is much thicker and much heavier, but the glow is still there. Would you like to continue towards that, or would you like to go back to your ship?
I think we're still continuing toward the glow, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. As you continue looking around, you notice the area closer to the river is infinitely more destroyed. As you approach and as you move down these streets, if you were to look behind you, you would see that the buildings you had passed that seemed destroyed were not nearly as bad as these buildings. And when you come up out of these valleys of tall buildings and approach the riverbank, this is what you see. This right here. A destroyed road going over the water, and beyond, a factory that appears to be either scorched or perhaps active as the top burns still, but beyond it is a completely decimated cityscape.
Okay.
From what we've seen, it should be that it has been too long for this place to just still be on fire, probably. Right?
From what you can tell based on your role, yeah, it doesn't make sense that there would still be smoking fire unless it's some sort of chemical fire and there's a lot of the chemical there.
Yeah,
It's
or they
just
got
like
some good
burning like a
radiation
candle.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if there are any survivors, I suppose they'd be over there.
All right, then. Keep your wits about you.
I motion for ULAGO to lead the way now. I've found the place. He's the one who's going to take us into the danger.
Okay.
Okay. You see...
ULAGO nods at DAEYO to lead the way because she's a fucking tank.
Yeah, she does. I think I see Oda nod to ULAGO, and I just sort of like pull her aside and step in front of her and start walking.
Okay. As you continue forward towards these long roadway bridges extending over the river and to this side of the city that is decimated, you notice that there are no longer cars or hovercraft of any sort on the road. Anything that is gone. It's just roadway and destruction. Clearly people were trying to get out of this section of the city, and anyone who stayed probably got blown up with most of the city itself. There is rubble everywhere. Even on the bridges, you can see parts of the bridges where they're collapsed. And as you walk over the river, you can see portions of the riverbed and the banks of the river that have been clearly shot with something. ULAGO, you are the only person that doesn't need a perceptive check for this. You know for a fact that those are turbo laser fire from starships. Like something above blasted this city into submission, and those giant craters are where turbo lasers hit. And so you see that there's destruction was rained down upon this part of the city before, most likely any sort of land pacification began. As you cross over and continue, you no longer smell the dead bodies, the stench of dead bodies, but instead the sort of unearthly smell of destruction. This sort of like the stuff that buildings are made of, like rubble, like the stench of rubble,
just like sulfur and brimstone.
Yes. Yeah. It doesn't smell like bodies anymore. It definitely smells like like there's some like almost chalky as well. It doesn't take you too long to cross the bridge, mostly out of caution of getting across before it perhaps collapses. Who knows? But as you cross over, you find yourself standing on the bank of this destroyed section of town. What is your plan?
Daeyo's leading, right?
Yes.
But she's not here.
Can I again, if I am looking for survivors, I would probably know, like, I would look at these rubble buildings and evaluate where I thought they were most likely to be holed up if they were there.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, this is an easy, like, just give me a perception check. This should be, in theory, should be super easy.
I can't use Streetwise again?
Okay, yeah, I'll give it to you. Go for it.
Streetwise is better than perception for me.
Easy. Yeah, you can tell based on the way this looks that there straight up is no way anyone would be in any of the... It's structurally unsound to be in 99% of these buildings. They are destroyed, and the parts that are standing tall look like a bad wind would knock them over. The only structurally sound thing in your area is the giant building emitting the red smoke and what appears to be fire or sparks from the top.
If anyone is here, they'll be in that building.
ULAGO's just gonna fucking yell. Hello! Hello! Hello!
Yeah, there's an echo, and all you hear is the river behind you.
Okay, head towards.
Will all of you give me a perception check, please?
Not again.
Yes, again. Nope. Yes. Yes.
Hiya! Fuck.
No. Okay.
Yes. No.
Daeyo, once again, you hear it as if it's super close to you, almost directly behind you on the bank of the river. You hear this, like a scurry, as if something very light is moving very quickly behind you. Oda, as you turn around to look at what Daeyo sees, you see, again, quickly heading down the path, a white figure moving down the path.
Did you see that?
Oh,
Do I
not again.
see the white figure?
You do not. You only hear something.
I'm immediately gonna go try and see it. Try to move to see it.
Oda's gonna motion Daeyo, come on, and she's gonna start running after it again.
Oh my god, no! I'm gonna reach out and try to grab her. I'm gonna reach out and try to grab her.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. Let's see if you can grab her. Actually, don't do it yet. Let's see if you can grab her. Yeah, you grab onto her shoulder as she attempts to run. Oda, you feel Daeyo's hand like weigh you down as you attempt to run after this figure.
Why? We're supposed to be finding someone.
Chasing...
Why are you stopping?
Oh, this is a bad idea. What if they just lead you to another kill pit? Is that what you want? This is a bad idea. Chasing after people, you're gonna leave us behind. Then it's just not a good idea. And I look back at ULAGO like, come on, help me out.
ULAGO, if she thinks she saw someone, she saw someone. We're trying to find someone.
I know.
Typically, in the hollow vids that I've seen, the ghosts come after the victim. I've never seen one run after the ghost before.
Fine.
Everyone
we can
stares at
chase
PR3
after.
like, thank you for helping.
I let go, and then I'm like, but you can't run off. You can't get way ahead of us this time. You gotta stay
Well, they're
together.
getting away.
Well, then let's go.
Well, come with me. And she's like, fine, come on.
I follow.
Have we lost the person completely from this pause?
It's run down, whatever this thing is, it's run down the side of the bank of the river towards sort of the shoreline. You can follow it. You can follow the direction, but you no longer see it because it went down a little embankment.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try and bring everyone with me.
Yeah, the group of you move together down this embankment towards the water, and you see a walkway made of some sort of space concrete, whatever it would be called.
Space concrete.
And, space concrete walkway.
Yeah.
And it moves along the bank of the river. And while there are parts of it that's destroyed, it appears as though something has replaced broken bits and put them back in, almost like trying to repair the walkway.
See signs of life.
I would keep going then.
It could just be an automated walkway repair part.
I'll turn you into an automated walkway repair part, he mumbles.
I meant bot, but whatever.
Yeah, you continue down this walkway and you see maybe 15 feet ahead, you see a outline of what appears to be several rocks lined up in a weird geometric pattern. At least from this angle, that's what you can tell. It looks like there's 5 or 6 rocks standing up, sort of like this.
Does that mean anything to any of us? Like, is there a culture check we could roll or something like that?
Sure. Yeah. There's a bunch of rolls you could do for this, for sure.
Like
Any knowledge check of xenology, maybe? Or history?
or education?
Yeah, education could work. Yeah, the group of you notice that, at least Oda notices, based on this, that many cultures bury their dead. And it looks like these could possibly be markers for those graves. And as you approach, you see them sort of sticking out of the ground and fresh dirt sort of layered in front of them.
I want to try to show honor to these graves in case whoever we're following is watching. I want to show that we're friendly.
Okay.
So, like, whatever, I don't really have, like, anything that I could use, like a flower or anything. There's probably no plants here, right?
You see no plants around you, but you can check and see if there's anything that would be suitable nearby.
I think instead I'll just walk up to each one and kind of like bow my head reverently at each one, like showing respect to the dead briefly.
Okay. Yeah, the 3 of you watch Oda do this. What do you do?
I try not to step on the graves.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Just keep walking.
I just step wherever.
You awkwardly step through everything. One thing you do notice, based on your previous rolls, is that there is a path that is not made of stone leading up the embankment from this area, heading straight to the building. This large factory-looking building behind you.
Oda's getting very excited that this is actually potentially leading them towards somebody who might be able to help them fix their ship. So she's trying to do as DAEYO says and not run off from the rest of the party, but she's like, come on, come on, come on.
She's like an excited kid at Disneyland.
Sure.
Like,
Not
more
running
like
off
a
from the
kid
parents,
who
but, like-
has like figured out that they're helping and is like, did everyone see I'm helping? Let's like, let me help more. Come on.
Yeah, you point to the direction leading up, and it looks like a path that isn't built or crafted or anything like that. It looks like it's just a well-worn path through the grass leading up to the building. Do you follow it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It takes
This
a few
is so
minutes to get up the
sad.
embankment. Yeah, it takes a few minutes to get the embankment, and you make your way towards this large looming factory building. And as you do, you see that the entranceway, this big, massive gate, is completely open. And around it, where at one point there would have been parts or maybe an area for things to load and unload, there's nothing there right now. It's completely empty, except for this massive gate and beyond the interior of the factory.
I think at this point we're like pressing on into the interior until something alerts us of danger or changes our course, right?
I'd say so.
Mm.
Okay. The four of you continue on, and as you enter in through the maw of this building, you can hear gears or something whirring, but well above you. Almost as if it's you would have to ascend many stairs or find a working turbolift to get to where they're actually at, but you can hear it like in the walls. You can hear the vibration of something above you.
Okay.
PR3, can you determine what that is?
Sounds like some kind of power, but yeah, would I perceive it?
Yeah. I mean, this
I
is
mean, I
something
would
that you
know
would
if it
have to
was-
you would have to check and see. You could try and find a computer, maybe, but you'd have to check.
I mean, I would recognize if it was an electronic whir or power source.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, then perceive. Well,
Oh, yeah, you recognize this as the same thing that keeps you alive. It's like the
Yeah.
heart of machinery.
Mhm.
It's the same thing that's inside of you, except on a grander scale.
Yeah.
It's all the bits of you, but it's a giant factory version. Absolutely. You recognize that. It's the beating heart of technology.
So an energy source, is that what you're saying? Like specifically?
I don't know. It could be a byproduct of it. You don't detect any like electricity or electromagnetism or anything like that. You just
Okay.
hear gears.
Oh, I hear gears.
Or not gears, but like you feel the vibration of it.
Oh, okay. God, how would I even describe that? Yeah, I just describe it somehow. Give me a pass on this one.
Okay. Yeah. You describe it to everyone that it reminds you of the inner workings of yourself, and it clearly is functioning. Something's happening, but it is well above you, many floors up.
What would a factory like this be making? Oda asks, nobody in particular or herself.
Sure.
That
Could I
thinks
roll
about it, but-
education to see if I know?
You can certainly try. I'm going to use a dark side point though, because I'm that guy.
Did I
Big
roll too
roll.
early?
No, you rolled fine. You got it.
Okay.
You recognize this to be very similar to factories that you've seen when you were on Coruscant, and you know for a fact that it definitely made some type of vehicle of some sort. You're not really sure what, because there's no parts around to determine, but you can see from the machinery that's there appear to be things that would rivet and things that would torch and like burn angles into metal, things of that nature.
If there is someone here who still understands this factory, they may be able to help us fix our ship, because this used to make vehicles.
All right.
Then
Hello?
let's go.
Yeah, you hear the echo of the hello that you say, but you also underneath it hear a PR-3 echo as well. It is empty. It's just an empty, almost hangar, where you imagine at the end of production it would be the end of the assembly line, and they come out through that main gate you entered in. But there's nothing there now.
We don't mean you any harm.
Still nothing.
Perhaps it is like the droid ship we left up in orbit, simply running.
Can you talk to the factory? If it's like you?
I could attempt a communication, yes.
One of the perceptive things that you discovered is that on this floor, any terminals or like they're out, powered down completely. This is
That
like
hesitation
a dark...
was me deciding whether to be a smart ass or not. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's find a terminal you can use.
I accede.
So yeah, you from what you know, whatever you would try to hack into or get into, it would be floors up from where you're at right now. Right now, there's nothing on this floor that is active. You just
Do we
know that
see
something here
stairways
is.
or like lifts or anything?
There are stairways. There is a lift. Yes.
We must ascend.
Probably smarter to take the stairs in a place like this.
I disagree.
Yeah, good luck getting him up the stairs.
Fair.
Okay, he takes the lift, we take the stairs.
Yeah. Is that your plan, PR3? You're gonna take the lift?
Does it look sound to my incredibly critical eyes?
I mean, it looks like it hasn't been used for a while, but yes.
I'm
it looks-
perceiving.
Okay. Hold on. You have to redo that because I
No,
had
you
it-
take
my
those 2
dark-
successes.
I had my dark side point there. Give me
All
another.
right,
one,
all right. Wow,
please.
mean.
It happens.
All right, ready?
Sometimes I've been known to be mean. Yeah, go for it.
Well, really.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's, based on the floor you're on the first floor. You can't tell exactly what the structural soundness of this is.
I'll be fine. I get in.
Okay. Yeah, you enter the lift. I assume the three of you are going to go around the other side.
Yeah.
And like go up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes.
As you do, PR3, the doors close around you, and some small lights on the floor blink alive, and you see a panel in front of you, and it's offering you a selection of floors to go to. Where would you like to go?
God damn it.
A selection of floor. Are there any descriptions, or is it just like 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, literally, there are 13 floors.
Okay. This is a touchpad?
It is a touchpad.
Okay, and there's no noticeable presses that are more like this part has been pressed a lot more than the rest?
No, doesn't
No.
appear to be.
All right, one of my choices. How many floors are we looking at?
13 total floors.
13 total. That's lucky. All right. Let's go to 13.
All right, yeah, you press 13, and as the three of you walk up the stairs, you see PR3 whiz past you in the turbo lift through little tiny windows on the sides of it as he zooms up by you. You continue up the stairs, and PR3, you see the counter go 10, 11, 12, 13, and with a it stops and the doors spring open, and you find yourself standing in what appears to be the upper floors of this building, but some of it, as you can see from above, some of the top of the building is gone. You can see that there's a furnace at the far end of this area that is active, and that is most likely where some of these sparks are coming from. It is a massive furnace. It's where metal was melted at one point. And you can see around you that while it looks like this area was attacked and destroyed a little bit, there looks like someone might have put up cloth or something to protect them from rain. You can see that perhaps there was stuff put on the ground, but you would have to perceive what this all means to you as a droid.
Perceived.
Yeah.
What does it all mean, Basil?
You recognize this as a makeshift shelter. Someone at one point put this together. The question is anyone there currently?
Okay. And out of the elevator, I just see any likely hiding spots, or was there any recent activity?
you determine, based on your roll, I'll give it to you, you determine that there are many hiding spots. There are, in fact, at least from what you can tell with your quick scan of the room, at least 8 good hiding spots. And it's because there's so much rubble everywhere, but it appears like this is a place where people would have hid out or at least camped out in this chaos.
If there are any biologicals present, you have 5 seconds to come out before I spray you with the sweet flames of blessed death.
Diplomacy. So beautiful.
Yeah. You hear nothing, PR3. You don't see anything either, and there's no response.
5, 4, 3, 2. You have 1 second to comply.
No response.
1.
PR3, no one's here. Let's just
You're
wait
not
here.
up there yet. You're still walking up some stairs.
I
I
can hear
spray
you over the
everything
comlink,
with my
crazy.
flamethrower right now.
I can hear you over the comlink, threatening to torch an empty building.
I turned it off. Now spray everything with flames, please.
Can't turn your comlink off. You're a droid.
What?
It is built into you. It's part of who you are.
Oh. Okay. Fine.
Spray it. Do your worst.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Are you going to set it ablaze?
Just a couple hiding spots, just in case.
Okay.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, you give me a roll of your ability.
My
your
ability?
flame ability.
Where's that?
Yeah. It would be under your
A new role. I'm just computers all the time.
yeah, this would be a ranged light roll.
Where's that at?
Down at combat skills. You've
Oh,
never
I
had to
see.
do this before.
No,
So
I
this is
haven't.
This is brand new for you.
That's in the combat tab.
Yeah, ranged. No, it's if you go all the way down, it says ranged light. It's on your skills and abilities.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy, I'm awful. I'm gonna set everything on fire that I didn't intend to.
We'll find out.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, you go and attempt to set ablaze the corners of the dark areas of this complex, but the flames almost do nothing. It's almost as if this area was designed to be around a giant furnace, and so even though you scorch the dark corners, it doesn't even leave a mark. You just see some light, and you see that in the dark corners there's no one there.
Harrowing.
All right. Then I just wait for them to show up.
Sure.
Good thing we
after-
don't know about this.
After a few long minutes, PR3, DAEYO, ULAGO, and Oda appear up the stairs. Are you going to the top floor as well? Is that your plan, or where were you going to go actually? Before I say you just went to the top floor.
I would have suggested that we go to floor 12 and then look at the top floor, but I guess once PR3 just kind of took himself to the top, we were probably just running after him.
Oh, I have the
Yeah.
best idea. I rig the elevator doors open, shoot my flamethrower forward, and push the button to go back down to floor 1.
What? You're
I'm
gonna send
just
a
fucking
fireball
around. I'm
down?
just
Like,
messing
what is
around
your
over it.
plan?
I'm just gonna spray all the way down. That's all.
So
It's the only way to be sure.
the three of you exit into this large open area where once there was probably a roof, but now it's rubble and building material and sort of metal hanging out over on edges, and you can see where cloth is draped down, and it almost looks like someone set up a way to, keep the ash or maybe rain away from them. And this giant furnace is active at the very end, almost as if it's heating this area. And you notice that there appear to be enough beds for a sizable group of people. But one thing is very, very clear, that it seems like many of those beds have not been slept in for.
Okay. And are things on fire?
Nothing's on fire. There is literally just a giant furnace at the end of this sort of what would have been a hallway at one point, but is now sort of rubble, and a single floor with a furnace that looks like it extends down the side of the building.
Has the
See, that
furnace
was a
been
terrible
like?
shot. You don't know about my mistakes.
Has the furnace been tended to? Like, is it on?
It is on. It's on. It's active. It is spewing embers into the air out the top of it, which extends 2 more stories up. And then you can see that the furnace area you're at right now has an opening where someone has opened it, and the heat coming out of it and a few embers are sort of floating onto this floor.
Well, in my experience, someone lives here. We just have to wait for him to come back.
Are you sure they're gone? They
What do
could
you
be
mean?
hiding.
Well, it could be hiding, but sooner or later they're going to come out of hiding when they need to use their bed, use their furnace. So
These
food.
beds haven't been slept in quite some time. We could be waiting here forever.
Can I roll perception to see if any of the beds are slept in? You said some haven't been slept in, correct?
Yeah, give me a perception check, please.
I
You
want to try
can't
to.
tell. Okay.
I want to do a perception check to see if there are like signs of people having been here.
Yeah, okay, give it to me. Yeah, ULAGO, Oda, the 2 of you can't see anything, but DAEYO, you notice one of the beds appears to be almost made, and that's when you hear it like a skittering behind you. And you turn around, and that causes ULAGO and Oda to turn around with you. And standing in the doorway of the stairs is a small, almost feeble-looking, white-furred Gotal. And he looks at you with a smile. And that is where we will end today.
I was going to spray it with my flamethrower.
I'm not giving you that chance.
Damn it.
Thank goodness.
Roast goat.
All right.
Marvelous.
So that's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. My goodness. We will see what the 4 of you get up to next time. But for now, that's it. Let's go around this screen and see what everyone is up to with the rest of the week on their various things they're doing. Strippin, what are you up to, dude?
Cool. Nothing, dude. I just finished Resident Evil 3. I'm probably going to be playing Bannerlords for the rest of the week and preparing for that Final Fantasy 7 remake at the end of the week. But yeah, I foresee a lot of Bannerlords this week. Maybe some For Honor. So that's going to be my plan. You can find me every day, twitch.tv/strippin, 7 p.m. GMT.
Cool. Anna, what are you up to this week?
The rest of the week, I might not do much because I'm focused on trying to build the infrastructure of my stream back up after leaving my full-time position at Twitch. So if you want to be notified when I go live in the future, check out my channel and follow. But otherwise, I'll let you know on Twitter what happens next. But next week on Tuesday, I'll be playing D&D on Dark Galaxies Gaming, as well as on Penny Arcade on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Cool. Cool beans. You are everywhere. It's hard to get rid of you. Jeez.
I know. Just keep coming back.
Bikeman, what are you doing? What's going on with you this week?
Resident Evil 3 right after we're done here.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do. I have to go work on that. Pocket, what are you doing this week?
Same thing as last week and the week before, just playing video games. There you go.
I thought you were going to say try and take over the world.
Trying to take over the world. Yeah.
Same thing we do every week.
North. All right.
And the brain.
That I had a fact. I can't remember what it was. Something about the people who wrote that song, but it doesn't matter. I'll remember it for next time. Apparently it's like very important, but it doesn't matter. Look it up yourself, I guess, is the answer. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much. If you want to follow my hijinks, yeah, Resident Evil 3 is happening, and then God help me, Final Fantasy 7. I'm gonna be doing that like everyone else on planet Earth as we try to figure out how they made one small portion of a game into a full game. We'll all figure it out together, I guess.
This is the one game where I don't care that everyone else is playing it too.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play it. I'm excited because I played a bunch of it already from events in the past. I think you have too, Sam. So I think like we kind of know what we're getting into, but I'm also just like, I literally just played Final Fantasy VII, the original Final Fantasy VII, a few days ago, and the area that Midgar is, I remember it being much longer than it actually turned out to be. And so now I'm like, how the hell are they gonna do? I can't wait to see what they've created. So that should be an event. But that's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a patron, we should have a post-show thing for you here. But thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You know, where's the payoff?
Bring the strippers and booze.
We do occasionally talk about video games.
Bring the strippers and booze. I don't have time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Yeah, now sing the music.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Bring the strippers and booze.
It's a promotional broadcast.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a promotional broadcast.
You got